has not hit you. And the moment what we call reality sets in, that is when you realize what Kibicho has been talking about. And we normally say the choices that we make in our lives are the ones that define our destiny. So we want to look at what we call old age without financial security. And remember, it can be very, very challenging. And it's very difficult, and you may find yourself leaving the universe much earlier than expected. There is a danger of outliving your investments. There is a danger of outliving your investments or your savings. So one thing that happens to old men and women without financial security is that they have what we call poor access to health care. Poor access to health care. When you hear poor access to health care, where does that one leave you? Where does that one leave you? Where does that one leave you? So my advice to all of you listening to me right now is to realize that you need to be extra careful. Be extra careful with the way you manage your resources. Do not just become an extravagant individual who has got no plans for tomorrow. So poor access to health care means medical needs, remember, increase with age. So as you age, your immunity level goes down. When your immunity level goes down, it therefore means that you become a regular candidate to visit a doctor. And if you don't have money, it therefore means that you do not have the proper attention, you will not be given proper attention to your health. So without money, many elderly people delay or completely avoid treatment, medication, or routine checkups. And when you lose your routine checkup, what does that one portend for you? It means therefore that your life becomes compromised. That even your survival goes down because you are not seeking medical attention, not because there isn't a need to do so, but you don't have the resources to do so. So if you are there and you are listening to me today, and I'm talking slowly so that you may understand, is that you need to ensure that you have a medical scheme, and as you grow old, you need to appreciate that you require to put some money aside. That is what will come a long way in helping you access the necessary Medicare. Number 2, if you retire without money, you have what we call the inability to afford basic needs. The problem why we have got so many people in central Kenya suffering from what we call non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases includes high blood pressure, includes diabetes, among other ailments, is because they did not eat balanced diet. More often than not, they feed on ugali, which is their staple food. So they take rice, and that rice is normally prepared together with potatoes and cabbages. So they only feed one. You can imagine, not a balanced diet. They are actually feeding on one diet, which does not give them any basis of immunity. So the moment you lose immunity, it therefore means that you become culpable. Anything that happens, your immunity system becomes extremely very weak, therefore putting you in a very vulnerable position when any form of ailment strikes. So when you don't have money, you have the inability to access basic needs. So that inability to access basic needs means that you'll always be having issues with your health. Food, shelter, clothing, and utilities become difficult to sustain. Some may skip meals or live in substandard housing, even where you live. The environment where you live is not even conducive for a normal human being. So I'm attaching my discussion on 2 things. As you listen to me talk, Bwana Boni Gekandi, the photojournalist with Standard newspaper, make sure that you continually save money so that by the time you are hitting 60, 65, 70 years, you have some money that can sustain you to live. Number 3 is that when you do not have money in your old age, you become dependent on others. Becoming dependent on others is a very risky pathway or highway to undertake. Financial hardship forces many older people to rely on their children, relatives, or well-wishers, which can affect their dignity and independence. You have found some young men and women